We're just signing checks and vouchers.
Yeah, it's,
You may go and make sure you don't have something around there and drag it downstairs.
like, you're talking Wade Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't worry about it. He's here, if he's not, he's not. We're back.
some of it goes quick just 'cause it's payroll and the normal mundane stuff, but,
Yep.
excuse me. Excuse me.
Is that a copy? Tom?
Could be, but that was at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Department back, I don't remember.
Might be the lack of now, it's starting to
Could
wear
be.
down.
I forgot this time frame. I went to Curry. Saturday, Sunday. Went to Curry Sunday. I noticed that 31, they redid it.
Yeah,
And they had to come back in and redo 3 places north of Waverly.
yeah. Couple of places are pretty decent, and one of them, I don't know what happened, it just didn't. I mean, the patch is good, it's just not as smooth.
It's not smooth.
Yeah.
It just says it's full from weight and.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got court today, don't he?
Yeah. See if we can buzz him up. Questions?
I see some people checking in at the table, so I assume. At the
Security?
security.
Stack number one.
I decided those colored pieces of paper are how she keeps her cell phones, her boots, her card services separate from everything else, so it's irrelevant how it gets to Angie, it's just relevant to the girls out Road Bridge. Because I paid more attention this time, it's like,
Is it everywhere?
and it did, it was like all the boots and cell phones were between two pieces of yellow paper, and all the card services came in and it started on the normal
Yeah, card services.
contract
Kind of a
paper.
battle for basically making sure they apply into the right accounts and all that.
Oh, gotcha.
$7,300 juvenile housing. Where's that juvenile at?
Douglas.
I'm sorry.
Douglas County, Lawrence.
Yeah. You know, this is just for 30 days, or? We've had a juvenile up, I think, in Lawrence for 3 months. Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking, we've had this prior to. It is $100 and some a day. $9,600 to $9,299. That may be a brand new one, if they just went in for $9,600. I think that's when they need to go in, because this whole bunch here is all gonna be one.
Okay. That whole bunch there.
Well, this and
All that goes in that.
all that goes on,
Yeah.
on top of this, on top of.
Is it nice that
It's Zoo Friday.
there's no girls at Road and Bridge?
Yeah, I think, I'm sure you're right.
I never had a complaint about it, as I was just curious why it was.
I always messed them up. You're right, you're right. They had 100 chairs out there at the groundbreaking.
That's what I've heard, they had 100. There must have been 80, 85 people there, it might have been 90, because there was still some standing.
Yep. The tent and the chairs was about $2,400.
Where they came out,
Kansas City.
Kansas City. They have it set up nice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Haven't heard anything on the date they're gonna start moving dirt.
I tried to call Bart a couple times, haven't been able to get a hold of him.
New stack.
We need more room to work with.
Yeah, thanks.
See, they started the decorative work out here.
Mm-hmm.
take longer to get into money. Like this Reese Construction coming in, $188,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had one similar to that last month.
I'm sorry.
Talk about it.
No,
That's those bridges we're getting 80% participation on from the state, I believe.
I think it is 80%.
Yep.
Yeah, Garnett Publishing for $600, 5 invoices. But they've got most everything marked out. Looks like most of them are just a 10-inch classified display ad, help wanted.
oh,
There was one box 10 envelopes.
Hmm.
I mean, why do I have to Garnett instead of Burlington?
well, every time, of course, I'm not sure Burlington does that anymore.
Uh-huh.
I think they have, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not too sure, I'm not too sure you don't have to farm it.
She just in here doing, I think she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, that's,
That was helpful. Helpful.
yeah. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I
don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, before the equipment gets into the several months.
Well, this is on rental,
I'm sorry.
this is on rental.
Most of those are sealed, so.
Yeah.
Which one?
About to figure out how to spell my name,
Oh.
sign my name, not spell it, sign it. I got a bad mental block on that one. Just kind of puzzles me a little bit.
This is a safe batch, right?
Yes.
That's the start of the office.
I just saw, this was Coffee County, this was Coffee
Kind
County
of
Highway
humors me a
Department.
little bit.
Sheriff's office buys the fuel.
Yes, I didn't,
But that's a little higher where it is.
yeah.
It's normally below 10.
Here's a few of them up home with it that way.
Ooh-wee.
Here's one here for CNIC computer information on time clock. Where are we at on that time clock?
Ray, do you know anything about time clock?
So,
No, they're still working through it. Got everybody kind of still running it, but I don't think they've gotten to the point where it's
Been 100%
where it's
on board.
ready to go live yet. I think they're working out the kinks in it still. I think, I don't know, you'd have to ask Terry the details. But I know she's been working with Angie over at the sheriff's office, trying to get some things to work over there that ran into a little bit of snags.
That was 3 or 4 different departments, got different ways of time clock and overtime hours.
Yeah, they've
I'm not
kind of
sure.
live in a different world of regulations over there.
I'm not totally convinced they're gonna be able to get one that works perfect.
I think we can get close. I think,
I think this company is working well with everybody out there. And they're available for,
it's CIC, they're the ones that are doing the accounting, and so we're familiar with them and used to working with them, so I'm not sure we're ready to jump live. I think we just made the switch over to real time on the time sheets, where we're not guessing what days you're gonna work the rest of the month. And I think that's been a real improvement for.
oh yeah,
Yeah, where just you're turning in what's actually happened
Right.
instead of trying to predict and then come back and adjust it. So I know it's been a change for people to deal with a little bit strangely, but
All changes are difficult.
it's a good change. And,
It's like anytime you have a change, whatever that change may be, whatever the cut may be, there's times to get everything correctly the way it should be.
Yeah.
It seems like this year's taking probably a bit longer.
yeah, and I think part of that is because we have different departments that work under different laws, so it's hard to get them all together. And there's just little things like I came down with a bug last Thursday and didn't come back till yesterday. By the time I came back yesterday, I wasn't allowed to enter in that I was gonna be sick, so I didn't know I was gonna be ahead of time. If you're gonna be on vacation, you ask for it ahead of time, and your supervisor approves it. And then I think you get 3 calendar days. But if you get sick on Thursday or Friday, by the time you get back, it's too late so you gotta go back up to, the supervisor can fix it. It just is another step there that it's kind of a quirk to it.
Involves a few more people other than just
Yeah.
yourself.
I think just people aren't in the habit of going back and looking at those things, but it'll pop up notifications to you that there are things that need to be reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the 8 to 5ers, I think we could probably jump right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we might have a few crashes along the way, but nothing serious. But yeah, I can't really see through to how that's working over there, where they have the different overtime rules and.
Right.
I think we're still on course for that to happen.
Well, we've been on, what's real time been, since what, April? Is that April that it started?
No,
Our goal was
we just jumped over.
July.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
there was an issue.
we started out with one company, and then that didn't work, and
But the real time, paying through the 22nd or whatever, we just made that late last month, really.
Yeah.
And like I say, I think that clarifies things a lot better. I think it's a good change to be made.
A lot of people don't understand what it entails to go back through and change somebody's stuff. You know, it's just a lot of do and redo and redo, and it's,
Especially if they took off between the time went in and the time they got paid.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember to go back the next month and adjust it.
Yep.
So you don't have to do that now, it's done.
Anyways, I think we'll get there. But like I said, I don't have a clear view on how that's affecting out in the big department. Well, road and bridge and sheriff are both more complicated than the whole rest of the world.
Right.
I know they're making a good effort at it. Hopefully we'll get to that point. Hardest part has just been remembering to log in.
Time in and
Sit
time
there,
out.
yeah, sit there at 10 o'clock and look at your computer. Ah, man.
Dang.
I wanted paid for those 2 hours.
Yeah, darn it.
Or to come back the next morning and find that you've been at work for 24 hours.
Yeah. Overtime,
But it cleans up pretty quick and easy, as long as you see it soon.
Right.
And it does keeps a trail of anything you can, well, the employees can change obvious things where it was a mistake or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it leaves a trail there where the supervisor sees exactly when the actual login took place, and if it's anything that's different, you have to put a memo on there saying why you're doing it. So Ross can see that and know what happened.
Right, that way they can approve it.
Or hunt you down and find out what happened.
Exactly. What's that?
I was just wondering which one of these are just.
Yes, I didn't realize Osage County's jail was going right in town. For some reason, I
I thought it was Osage itself.
you know, I knew they was using a nursing home as their jail for a while. I didn't know it was that.
Excuse me.
Brad, this first basket's done,
Okay.
if you, if you read.
This kind of piece of turn this house here.
Bill popped in and asked Terry there.
It's $340 an hour.
She said that with the time clock that CIC is working on two things for us. One is comp time. Their system wasn't really
Liking that?
handling our comp time setup, so they're working on a patch for that. It's supposed to be telling us, so that would keep the 8-5ers even from being completely there. And they're still working on smoothing out things with the sheriff's hours requirements, and so those are our two hurdles there that we're still waiting for responses on. There has to be a way to get there, I think.
Oh, yeah, it just takes some time. We ripped off over half the year right there too.
Oh, is that probably?
See how time flies?
I don't know if that is. He's not self-employed. Or if he gets half of it.
I'll check it through. I don't know how he's involved in that. I mean, that'd be the company billing that, would be that, because it'd be that company billing that.
SSM,
Right.
You're supposed to get that back.
Right. That's what we've been told anyway.
Right on corner.
Are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You're fine.
Was that what we seen in the document the other day?
I believe that was.
I have 0 minutes.
Change
Thank you very much.
Called to order at 9 o'clock.
Give or take that, it went below
Thompson's absent.
500 before.
All on the
Thank you much.
signing bills.
Do a little house cleaning here.
Okay, we're.
I have a copy, you don't have to feel like it.
We saved the,
You can if you want.
okay. Woodson County.
Woodson County.
Which includes pharmacy.
course, they can't be healthy when they go in there, right?
I heard tell of them actually getting thrown in jail. So they get too cold water.
Somebody's doing that. Says like different.
This is Tina's.
Yeah, let them worry about that recycling.
Well, I was saving it so it didn't have to.
Here, I can show you. Oh, you can just basically just rip it.
Right, I did that, I was putting it back together.
Oh, you're pretty good. Oh, I got a machine that'll do that.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay then. Yeah, I figured out how to pull it apart, it was very tedious putting it back together.
And I'll just rip it right out.
And then you just messed up everything I done. Thanks, Angie.
So what do you want now?
I'm just cleaning.
The one you, I think.
Oh, yeah, just.
Anything?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Unless you got more.
Nope.
Yeah, we could have probably hammered this out, Monday.
I know, but we need to.
Yeah. I don't know why I sit here.
And you're not.
I'm not.
Half over spec.
I'm not even a quarter of the way.
So on the inmate housing, that's just farm somebody out to, work full, is that what?
Yeah, or they can't be in the
Or
same
they can't be
place.
in the same place, yeah.
I think there's more of that than there is.
Right.
You can't put it.
Normally there's two peas in one pod, so.
Yeah.
Other than juvenile.
Juvenile, we
can't
can't house juvenile.
Juvenile's gotta go
Even
out.
with the new one, we're not gonna be able to do it.
Right.
Which I mean,
A separate facility all the time.
So Douglas County, does Franklin County have, juvenile?
I don't think so. I think very few
I was
places
just
do.
curious.
I think it's like I say, it's juvenile housing only, and there's no adults in any of them. The way I understand it.
Jeremy been keeping up on the Kansas wildlife,
Feed.
feed.
That way, I know all about it. I ain't got him hooked up with Johnson on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
I got news for him. I'm gonna feed the squirrels and the coons.
It's not wildlife in general, it's just deer.
I think so.
Deer be nature's friend then.
I'll be nature's friend.
Most of my hummingbirds have went south.
I bet they have.
It's time for them, isn't it? Well, it
Yeah.
should be.
It's gotta be getting.
I've done a lot of studying on hummingbirds, and they're a fascinating
They're-
fascinating
I've
creature.
done a lot of it. I've had, I don't know how many birds we had this year. It's hard to tell. They're flying into each other all the time.
The reason about hummingbirds, they go forward, backwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're the only bird that can fly backwards.
Yep. Yeah.
Like a helicopter.
Yeah, mhm.
I just wish we had the ones that had a lot more color to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As we said on the front porch, we got a couple pair that think probably is time to take the feeder down then. In October, I think we're supposed to take the feeder down.
Oh, where? That
So
way
they
they
don't
don't
stay.
stay around. I bet she had 150 hummingbirds. They're just everywhere. They even nested, you can see their nest is not very big at all.
Mary Fairview had a bunch.
I was reading up on how far they fly across the ocean nonstop. Their heart rate is just astronomical.
This one. It was hung up. Here's one that was hung up.
Yeah, I looked at that, too.
Tom,
That's how we got hung up on it, too.
it was stuck together.
But I guess that wasn't the one I looked at.
Radio maintenance. Did you do anything special for your birthday? No?
No.
Had everybody leave you alone.
Yeah.
Be the best present.
Sit down.
Yeah.
That's
29 again,
around
right?
or
Yeah,
out the volleyball
building,
game.
so kicking, that's all.
Was it? Ted stays really active.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed you
Yeah,
can be
there's a
leaving
foreign
as hell,
state
but you
on
get
the
over it,
road.
it just don't matter.
Yeah, that's what you'd said, if you guys went to school
Gary
together.
Simmons, he was a ranger out at the lake. When he was a kid, he was an Eagle Scout. He did Boy Scouts when he was a kid, was in Scouts. Guy probably never drank, smoked, anything in his entire life.
Mhm.
Had a stroke a year after he retired from being a park ranger, and is now like homeridden.
Home ridden, that's too bad.
Jim Zell was another one. He worked out at Wolf Creek, Eagle Scout. See him and his wife out walking in New Strong almost every day. They never smoked or drank his entire life. Died at his table out there at Wolf Creek.
I'll be darned. Healthy people die all the time.
Yeah.
Just all depends on what your body traits are.
My philosophy is if I live long enough, hell ain't gonna be much of a threat.
That's not gonna be one.
Yeah. Yeah. Experiencing it every day.
I'll be out there, I ain't lived through here.
Right.
Engineer form, it doesn't make any difference, it will be an expense, I'm sure, but courthouse general, and it's a Richmond Body Works there at Richmond, Kansas. Labor to replace, paint and material.
I think that was the
It's a
sheriff,
2020 Dodge Durango.
yeah, sheriff's office vehicle.
It's categorized, it's right.
Mhm.
I'm sure the expense part's right.
Well, we pay insurance out of courthouse general, so,
Okay.
and then,
Vehicle expense, like that comes out of court insurance?
insurance, so we put the money back into courthouse general, and so then we just pay it.
It's a wash, basically.
Basically, it's all.
In and out, or out and in.
Oh, it doesn't the way you put it.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not in charge of that. We'd be all messed up. The county people would be like, you need to find a different job. I'm so tired of mowing.
I just don't know when the
That's tonight. Yeah, I mowed till 8:30 Monday night. Mowed till 8:30 last night.
Oh, up there.
I've been doing my stuff.
Oh.
And then now I've gotta go to Bailey's.
Yeah.
Yeah, get somebody in there.
That's why I've been trying to get ahold of Bart for us. Need to get that done or gonna pursue the option number 2.
Amelia talked about, wearing pink shirts Monday. That's for all month too, isn't it?
Better come up with a pink shirt.
No.
The Dollar General
Pardon?
Dollar
got
General.
T-shirts, or
Okay.
they did have, I don't know if they still do or not.
All right.
Well, mine's just pink t-shirts, all it is.
The other time I went in, one day I was in Dollar General, went through their clothing, hell yeah, T-shirts. You bought 2. That was last year.
I gotta figure something else out, 'cause I'm not wearing a pink t-shirt.
It's just in spray paint, spray it.
Maybe I'll paint my fingernails. There we go.
There you go.
Looky there. Looky there. It's this month or, yeah, next month.
Next month.
Monday, starting Monday.
There we go.
Wade's normally got 3 or 4 on.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a pink t-shirt wearer person, not much of a t-shirt wearer person.
No, I got so used to this fabric that I can't.
If I could, I'd wear white t-shirts and jeans, and that would be my attire, but my wife gets really tired of that, so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm most comfortable in.
All the Lindsay boys, they all wear white every day.
Do I?
White t-shirt every day.
Is that right?
Every day. 7 days a week. I guess they do it so they can bleach and, get the stains out, I guess. I don't know.
They're just comfortable for me.
How's school going, Gracie?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, we got parent teacher conference this week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got pretty good grades.
That's
so.
good.
How's it getting along with the pump? I mean, are you able to maintain that pretty well?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We're looking at switching, trying another, device to see how that would work for him too, so. We can always go back to this one, but we're just,
Has he not always had a phone?
well, not in the beginning, he did,
Oh.
but then, it was within a few months. That he didn't have it, and then he got one, so. But, yeah.
Easier to maintain. I wish that stuff on everybody.
No, that's no bueno. Especially kids have to go through it because they don't always understand why they have to do what they gotta do. Everybody else gets to do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Then they get rebellious.
I would assume, do anything.
I hope it doesn't, but most of the time it does. Palmer doesn't take care. There's times they can't get a hold of him, have to check on him, he's way up or down or something, Doesn't eat right, doesn't drink right.
Say, well, my friend's gonna do that. For Dan Smith being that way. I've got several kids this year with type 1.
Probably gonna have the pool people come back and winter the swimming pool would be my guess here pretty soon. I didn't know that he ever drained it. I just thought he heated it and was done with it. But Jack's pool guy says, he said that. He said, drain her down and leave it.
That's the reservoir system.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
But you don't keep it heated? You don't heat it or anything?
The water will freeze it, as long as it's down below the, as long as your pipes are in, it's below the skimmer. Cause they have like a cover over that one, right?
Mm-hmm. But the pipes that come out of the ground, do you still run your filter? And you wouldn't run your filter because it's gonna be below your skimmer. How do you empty all that stuff out?
Well, a lot of times they got like plugs. Drain the water out of the pipes.
Anyway. Well, I'm not a pool guy. My hot tub stays hot all winter long.
As soon as I empty the pool, I fill the hot tub back up. Open the pool up, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll leave it open for a while, so that way if you get cold in the pool, you just jump in the hot tub.
Yeah, exactly. Or vice versa, go from the hot tub to the cold pool. That's shocking.
Yeah, it's always a wake me up.
Mm-hmm. Wade not feeling very good today, was he?
Yeah, yeah, he had an appointment tomorrow, and he said if there was something urgent, he could come up, but he thought he probably ought to take it easy. So I don't think there's anything critical, so.
No. With Bowie being gone, court, probably.
I assume he's got court, usually.
Me and sisters early this morning getting a frappe or whatever that thing makes all that noise.
Did we ever see the 90% drawings?
No.
That was 50%, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I don't think we got a copy now.
So simple.
They said they were done,
Right.
we stepped down and discussed with
Sheriff.
Sheriff and Wade Bowie and I and River City and Goldberg discussed cuts and this and that and the other. We did receive them, but we did not print off set for everybody.
Oh, okay.
Because the 90% had the site on it as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I neglected to have them add in this entrance into
Oh,
the
gotcha.
courtyard on the west side
Mhm.
over here. So, and again, the numbers on the revamping of the existing jail and the courtroom, judges' chambers and all like that is none of the decisions have been 100% done to really know exactly whether it's going to be 1.5 or 2.5. So that's why they use a 2.5. You could just as easily, if you go with simplicity, be a $1.5 million deal. And then they had that one option in there to where you could do your footings, trench footings, but with those elevations they're showing, the elevations that would be the exact same elevation as the existing jail, or the elevation south of the existing jail. There's almost no way to make that happen. You're still going to have to build walls, which isn't that big. The sheriff, like I said, he spent, from what I noticed, he spent a lot of time going through these and how things were laid out and what he could do with that. I was impressed. He had pages with sticky notes. If they asked a question, he had an answer. He was on it. He's been on it. Kudos to Sheriff Johnson. He is on it. Understands it. Gets it. It's pretty cool. It's complex. There's a lot to it.
Oh my gosh.
Goes up for bids this week. Well, we have to wait about that now, I guess. Or not this week. Next month.
Next month, yeah, the bids are
Hey, guy.
in the 19th.
Hey, wait,
break, so I thought
John break.
I'd pop my head in.
I'm glad you did. You do have anything for us or no?
Not for today. Did Barb get with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the reason I'm glad you showed up, because I spoke with Clement this morning before I came in as well.
Yeah. They had some questions, and the questions were above my pay grade, so my concern was related to going around the HVAC system. If it was going to cost any more, which what I said was it shouldn't have cost any more, and if it did, then it needed to be put in writing and brought before the board to address that. But the issue is the preference of the commission, whether it's going to be a concrete retaining wall of some sort or the brick. And where my concern was, at some point in time, that system will need to be replaced, and it's going to be $100,000 or more, is my impression. And if you put in a concrete border around it, it will have to be cut out and then replaced. And we may get 10 years out of that system, but we may get 2. And I guess you're playing the numbers there. So I don't know, and that was not a decision that I was comfortable making. So
Well, that's
I remember going
it
through.
out with a crane, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have to be picked with a crane, but there might be some where you need to demo part of the wall, I assume. But I believe on our initial walkthrough, when we were getting prices, we talked about going around that with that retainer wall, so I assumed that was still in our 12,000.
Sure, but I think it was the difference between the type of retaining wall, because they talked about solid a solid concrete wall was the impression I got instead of the brick, but maybe I misunderstood.
I just assumed they were just gonna step down and do a layer of brick. I can revisit that with you here after this, but,
Yeah, you may want to, because I think there were two options.
okay. I did speak with Barb about that, and with Clement as well, but
Yeah.
I'll talk to him before I leave. But the next one would be, in order to keep this project on the go and on the move, I think it was a general consensus when we voted for the $12,000 solid block retainer wall that the dirt price and the seating price was under the $10,000, that we were just gonna have him proceed with those items so that we could get irrigation in here, because they were under 10,000 as well, and just get showers in and get the irrigation shortly after the dirt work's done, so that he can seed and we can start watering and get things on the mend, if I remember correctly.
No, I think that's right.
Yeah, and we can bring up the numbers and figures so that it's on a regular Monday instead of on a checks and vouchers. So if you just remind me on Monday, I can revisit the irrigation side of it,
The dollar amounts.
the dollar amounts, and then we can revisit the dirt work, because the dirt work was in addition to option 1 and option 2 for the brick wall.
Correct.
But they sort of have to go hand in hand, and it wasn't, I don't remember, I'd have to go back and look.
It's like a $6,000 item.
There's not much on this, not much on Monday's agenda, but it's early enough that'll change, so.
Oh, by Friday it'll be full.
Well, I wanted an answer.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up so that when we left, I could tell Clement just
Yeah.
plan on proceeding.
Yeah, and I think he has to have all those things, the green light on all of those things to do the job. And,
Correct.
if you go out and look, I mean, it's well underway, and they've been diligently working. There's bricks, pallets of bricks sitting out there, and at least what I've seen so far looks pretty nice.
I think it'll be nice. He said he had to do some rubberized coating in one area because the rubberized coating went down just a little bit further than the other areas, because the DC Solutions suggested the rock came above the rubberized coating that it be recoated, and he said the lumberyard has that, and I suggested to him so that he don't have to bill us for that bar walk across the street, just get it and hand it to him.
So
He put it on for no big deal.
yeah, that brings up another thing that can be also brought up Monday. Because of the DC Solution work, I'd requested a representative from DC Solutions meet here, because that deals with the seal and the warranty work that DC Solutions did to deal with the leaking down specifically around the health department. I didn't want something to be done that would compromise the DC Solutions done, so maybe just me being overkill. Barb got a hold of DC Solutions, they showed up, got a hold of Clement, he showed up, and they walked the perimeter, and they talked about what the project was gonna be, and I was out there, and I specifically asked, well, what Clement is doing related to this retaining wall and the rock and everything that's going on, will it impact or affect what DC Solutions did? And they said, no, if anything, it will help make it better. So that was my concern, because we haven't had enough water or rain to fully test what was done. And next year we could have the rain of the century, and I wanted to make sure that they couldn't come back later and say that what was done. And that's just me trying to maybe the pessimist that I am.
We're gonna have big rains again.
Sure. So they indicated they were good to go with it. They liked the project, and they didn't think they thought it would be a benefit to what DC Solutions had done.
I think it will be as well, especially when you create positive drain from that wall all the way up the sidewalk, all the way around.
So, outside of that, any other updates that I have will need to take place on Monday. I mean, I have some new information related to, the restaurant down the road, but that's sort of a fluid situation, and I may have even more updates on Monday, so that's the best I can do right now. If you haven't seen it, I'm not sure whether it's coming through in this cycle or not. There's about a $5,000, $6,000 computer that the investigators with the Sheriff's Department indicated to me that they needed, and I agreed to pay for it out of diversion funds. And you'll see when that invoice comes in,
It just came through a few invoices ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Seemed to me like a little under $5.
yeah, I think it was
That's what I was looking for, I
$5,900.
thought
I
I
was
seen
thinking a
it.
little bit under 5, but it had Sheriff's Department tied into it.
I tried to put some notes on it to reflect what it was for, so you were aware.
Yeah.
But it's a Lamborghini of computers, and the reason why it's needed is with the number of internet and phone and computer-based child sex crimes that are occurring within Coffee County. We can't have our investigators sit on old, antiquated computers and waiting for 6.5 hours to do a download. They just sit and spin their wheels and watch the thing spin, and they indicated to me that they needed something that would meet the current time. So that's a huge resource for them, and something that all law enforcement agencies in this county can take advantage of because of how quickly it's able to transfer data. So I hate that it's something that's needed, but in today's day and time, with everything that can be transferred and put on a phone, and then we have forensic software that our county Sheriff's Department is trained in. It's another program that was purchased through diversion funds that was between $10,000 and $15,000, and it's cutting edge, and it's able to. Historically, we were having to take computers or phones to either the KBI in Topeka or one of the other internet crimes, I forget, ICAC out of Wichita. And it's just, so you're spending all that time going back and forth with the software and the program that was purchased for the county. There's a yearly maintenance agreement that the county pays. The county paid for through diversion funds. The program itself, it's called Celebrite. And then to have the annual subscription is a certain amount, and it's not cheap, but the agreement was made with surrounding counties so they could use it, that they pay a portion of that maintenance agreement. And it's a huge benefit to law enforcement, and a tool that I think everybody should be very happy is located here in Coffee County. So anyways.
Here's one way though. It was signed by Bobby for $1,000. Use of facility to host the Kansas Black Chamber of Commerce on July 28th. It's a bill from Coffee County Land and Title.
So that is, and I don't wanna speak for Bobby, but I think he put on a social with, community leaders to meet with I forget what the lady's name is, from the Black Chambers of Commerce. She's tied into the CHIPS project. And she showed up because I remember, stopping in, and, they have a building just down the road that's empty, where they host events. So, there were a number of people who were tied to CHIPS and community leaders that met, and they just kind of discussed the vision and that type of thing moving forward. And my impression is it was to host, I can't think of her name, but she was here when the governor was here down at EMP Shield. She's one of the key people who is involved out of the Kansas City area. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Why is it involved with Coffee County Land Title?
That's
Probably
their-
where it was at.
Yeah, they own that building.
Okay.
It was rental space, basically rent the building,
$1,000 bill.
which is very expensive for one night.
I don't know anything about the cost. You'd have to ask Bobby about that, but I don't. That's all I know about it.
I'll just chat with him sometime.
Outside of that, that's all I have.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta head back to the court.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yep,
See you Monday.
we'll see you Monday.
Yep.
There
Blue
was-
book.
Blue book,
Sorry about it.
you guys forgot to sign and that initial page. I forgot to sign the initial page.
We did?
That page, but I signed the other one.
That page come in, it was just capers, it just showed up.
It's capers,
It should just put it in.
$112,000.
Which, speaking of which, Johnson's probably gonna be in soon, we're gonna do KPF. I'd be in favor of just enrolling in it, starting now, as opposed to doing buyouts.
Design. I'm in agreement there. I don't wanna do a buyout.
I understand the reason, need for buyout, but as far as recruitment, they got your officers, oh, they got KPF, okay, we'll go there
So
instead.
you're talking about a KPN?
Yeah.
That's gonna be $1 million more a year anyway.
Yeah,
There's only 2 counties wrapped around us that's even on KPN. Now I went off left, I've got it broken down and I went off and left that folder at home.
Okay.
Yes. We'll probably be having that discussion
Got one
come Monday, probably.
Pardon?
Probably be having that discussion Monday.
Definitely need to review it no later, sometime this month, or sometime also.
Yeah,
well, you gotta have a decision by the first of next month.
Yeah.
right.
That, you're talking October?
That's what I thought that's what.
It's in my notes.
Yeah, that's,
That's when they'd like for it done, I think it's gotta be done by 1st of November, I think.
We need a decision by around the first of October to get it going and implemented, so.
We fixing to adjourn if you don't have any roundtable, anything.
I have nothing.
You have
It's gonna
nothing?
be a short Monday meeting.
You think?
That's all.
We only have one thing, 5 minutes.
That's one thing, I've heard that before.
Somebody, it's not Friday yet.
I know. Yeah, we're still.
Somebody's gonna
fingers
see all
crossed.
that vacant time and wanna fill it up.
Fingers crossed.
yeah, once we start seeing the emails from Angie while we do it, something.
I just
Yeah.
wait till Friday and I
Yeah,
say,
and look at
here's
it.
the meeting link, okay, we're
Yeah.
safe. Not to mention, when I open those And it's an agenda, it just automatically downloads to my computer.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, it would probably open up on your computer if you have.
No, if I click on it,
Really?
yeah, I don't know why.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. Or the other reason, I just wait for the meeting link. And I
Yeah.
go back and delete that download.
Eh,
But I'm not real computer savvy anyway, so I mean, it's amazing I can do half the things I do. I amaze myself at half the things I do.
Anybody got anything else for roundtable?
I neglected to speak with Mark Davison, which I'll have time to do today now, about the crosswalk on the west end to make sure he's content, because like I say, if they break ground mid-November, like they say, it'd be nice if there was something in place for the employees that have to park over there. I mean, they can come through the west door, it'd be a lot more convenient than going around.
Yeah.
The sidewalk up there at the northeast corner, where the, of course, that's where the cross is of the sidewalks. I think it's north joint is probably dropped down close to a half inch now. So I don't know whether it's gonna go on down or not.
The sidewalk itself,
Yeah.
I'll look at it, I gotta go out and talk to Clement. Might do some grinding.
Can't explain to you, but you can see it real quick.
That's the good part about dry weather is you can keep pouring concrete. The sad part about it is when it wets up real bad, then
That's when it's,
you're liable to have some movement.
Yeah.
I've seen sidewalk before, it was up there at Life Care Center. You get real hot in the summer and that sidewalk would be up there like that. And then when the sun set, it went back down.
We'll
It
take
was amazing. You go by there in the morning, go back down, and go by there in the afternoon, back up.
I wouldn't think it'd move that much, would you? I mean, it just,
It's wild.
yep.
Well, if nobody has anything, we will adjourn at 10:37.
Okay.
Video.
It's pretty good.
Just in time for
I'm going up this afternoon.